Hello friends, subscribe my channel to get latest video update and tap the like button.
Let's start with a brief introduction about beta-lactamase inhibitor. Beta-lactamase are the family of enzymes which are produced by many gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria that inactivate the beta-lactam antibiotics by opening the beta-lactam ring. Different beta-lactamase are differ in their substrate affinity. So here the three inhibitors of this enzyme are clavulanic acid. Here you can see the structure, then sulbactam and tazobactam. So all these three drugs are the beta-lactamase inhibitor which inhibit the beta-lactamase enzyme. That enzyme basically it will open the beta-lactam ring present in the antibiotics like penicillin and cephalosporin. So ultimately, when these bacteria will produce beta-lactamase enzyme, they will inactivate the penicillin and the cephalosporin. So these two antibiotics will become ineffective or their activity will lost. So here these three drugs clavulanic acid, sulbactam and tazobactam, they are generally given in combination to counter the beta-lactamase enzyme. Here on the screen you can see the beta-lactam ring. This is the beta-lactam ring. This is the carbonyl carbon. This is the amine nitrogen. And here you can see in all the beta-lactam antibiotic, this beta-lactam ring is present. So this is the structure of penicillin derivatives. So here you can see this is the beta-lactam ring. And when the beta-lactamase enzyme will present, it will open this chain. Here you can see the ring will open. This beta-lactam bonding will break between carbonyl carbon and the nitrogen, and this will open the ring, due to which the loss of antibacterial activity will takes place. So here we can say this beta-lactamase enzyme will cause the loss of antibacterial activity in beta-lactam derivatives like penicillin and cephalosporin. So we are going to discuss this beta-lactamase inhibitor one by one. So our first drug is clavulanic acid. This clavulanic acid is obtained from Streptomyces clavularius. So here you can see this is the strain. So it has a beta-lactam ring, but it does not have any antibacterial activity. See, this clavulanic acid have beta-lactam structure, but it does not produce any antibacterial activity. So basically it will not kill any bacteria. Generally, clavulanic acid will inhibit class 2 to class 5 type of beta-lactamase enzyme, so which are produced by both gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria. Next, the clavulanic acid is a progressive inhibitor. It binds with beta-lactamase enzyme reversible in the initial stage, but after that it forms a covalent bond and it will become irreversible when the time will increase. This drug is also called as suicide inhibitor. Why? Because it gets inactivated after binding with this beta-lactamase enzyme. It permeates the outer layer of cell wall of gram-negative bacteria and inhibit the periplasmically located beta-lactamase. So basically, this drug enter inside the gram-negative bacteria and it will inhibit the secretion of beta-lactamase from the gram-negative bacteria. Here you can see the structure of clavulanic acid on the screen, and the addition of clavulanic acid will re-establish the activity of amoxicillin against the beta-lactamase producing resistant strain. So here this clavulanic acid is given along with other antibacterial drugs to increase their efficacy. So here one of the example is amoxicillin derivative. This amoxicillin is given along with clavulanic acid in a combination to produce more activity against Staphylococcus aureus, H. influenza, and gonorrhea, E. coli, Proteus, Salmonella, and Shigella. So here you can see when these drugs are given in combination, they will produce more effective antibacterial activity. So here next point is amoxicillin sensitive strains are not affected by the addition of clavulanic acid. Here on the screen you can see the therapeutic use for clavulanic acid when given in combination with other antibiotic drugs like skin and soft tissue infection. Here you can see intra-abdominal and gynecological sepsis, urinary and biliary and respiratory tract infection. And here doses are mentioned. You can see how these drugs are given along with amoxicillin. Now next is adverse effect of clavulanic acid. So here you can see the tolerance is poor, especially in the children. Sometimes it causes candida stomatitis and vaginitis, skin rashes, and sometimes hepatic injury. Next drug is sulbactam. It is a semi-synthetic beta-lactamase inhibitor which is chemically related to the clavulanic acid. Here I will show you the structure of sulbactam. So this is the chemical structure of sulbactam. Here you can see it has a structure similarity to clavulanic acid. Here you can see sulbactam is a progressive inhibitor of beta-lactamase enzyme. It is highly active against class 2 to class 5 but poorly active against class 1 beta-lactamase enzyme. On weight basis, it is 2 to 3 times less potent than clavulanic acid for most of the enzyme, but the same level of inhibition can be obtained at higher concentration. So we can indirectly say that at low concentration it is less effective than clavulanic acid, but at higher concentration it will become equipotent to clavulanic acid. The oral absorption of sulbactam is inconsistent, so therefore it is given parenterally. Sulbactam is given along with ampicillin and it is used against beta-lactamase producing resistant strain. So here absorption of its complex salt with ampicillin is called as sultamicillin tosylate, which is better when given orally. So here you can see this is the combination of ampicillin and the sulbactam. Here you can see this is the salt which is given orally. The main adverse effect of this combination is pain at the site of injection, rashes, diarrhea. Next drug is tazobactam, which is similar to sulbactam. Here you can see the structure of tazobactam. So this is the structure of tazobactam and it has structural similarity to sulbactam and so here you can see the sulbactam and the tazobactam both have almost similar structure. Here in you can see sulfur is present in both these structure. So the tazobactam, its pharmacokinetics parameter match with piperacillin, which is a penicillin derivative, and it is given in combination for use in severe infection like peritonitis, pelvic, urinary, and respiratory infections which are caused by beta-lactamase bacilli. However, the combination is not active against the piperacillin-resistant Pseudomonas because tazobactam does not inhibit the inducible chromosomal beta-lactamase produced by the Enterobacteriaceae. So here, this is not much more effective against the Pseudomonas. It is mentioned. It is combined with piperacillin and injected through IV route. Here on the screen, you can see other beta-lactam antibiotics like carbapenems and monobactams. They are developed to deal with beta-lactamase producing gram-negative organism resistant to penicillin derivatives. So here you can see the carbapenems and the monobactam. Examples are imipenem and for monobactam azithromycin. So these are the drugs which are now present in the market to deal with the beta-lactamase enzyme which are produced by the gram-negative bacteria. So here we are going to discuss about the carbapenems. Example is imipenem. It acts in same way as the other beta-lactam inhibitors. It has a very broad spectrum of antimicrobial activity and it is mostly active against many aerobic and anaerobic gram-positive and gram-negative organisms. However, many of the methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus are less susceptible and resistant strain of Pseudomonas aeruginosa have emerged during the therapy. So, in case of Staphylococci and Pseudomonas aeruginosa, it is less effective. Resistance to imipenem was very low, but now these days with frequent use of antibiotics, these resistance are increasing because of the some change in chromosomal gene of the bacteria which code for the imipenem hydrolyzing beta lactamase. It is sometimes given together with cilastatin, which inhibit its inactivation by the renal enzymes. Some other examples are meropenem, which is similar but not metabolized by the kidney, and itrapenem. It has a broad spectrum antibacterial action but having a limited use. Most of the carbapenes are not orally active, so they are used only in special situations. The adverse effect or unwanted effect are similar to other beta-lactam derivatives like nausea and vomiting. It is most frequently seen in some patients, and neurotoxicity can occur when higher plasma concentration was there. The main monobactam is azithromycin, which is resistant to most of the beta-lactamase enzyme. It is given by injection and it has a plasma half-life of 2 hours. Generally, it has broad spectrum of activity and it is mostly effective against the gram-negative aerobic bacilli such as Pseudomonas species, Neisseria meningitis and Haemophilus influenza. It has no action against gram-positive organism or anaerobe. So this is the drawback for this azithromycin. The effect of azithromycin is similar to other beta-lactam antibiotics, but this agent does not necessarily cross-react immunologically with penicillin and other products. So it does not cause allergic reaction in penicillin-sensitive individual. So this drug can be used frequently in the patient who are allergic to penicillin treatment.
If you like the video, please do subscribe my channel.